So my next favorite of 2013 are my book favorites, and there's 3 that I've been absolutely loving this year. I have to admit it wasn't really a good book year for me. I royally failed on my attempt to read 50 plus books. I think I got to like 35, very bad. So I blame Netflix. Thanks, Netflix. But yeah, these are the books that kind of stood out for the year. The first kind of series being the teen young adult horror series. This is Bad Dreams by R.L. Stine. It's one of the Fear Streets, but Christopher Pike and R.L. Stine have been sort of an obsession of mine. I used to read these a lot when I was very young. My sister had a ton of them. They kind of were really big in the early 90s. I've been buying them, collecting them from thrift stores and wherever I can basically find them. I have almost all of them after a year of looking, and yeah, I really just want them all. It's a kind of an OCD thing, but I have been reading them. Some of them are not that good, to be honest, but some of them are really actually very good. And my favorite one is probably Sunburn by R.L. Stine, and the original Chain Letter, not Chain Letter 2 by Christopher Pike. Yeah, check them out. I know that even Urban Outfitters was selling them over Halloween, so yeah, great little quick reads. As for like actual books I've loved, the Mercy Thompson series from Patricia Briggs has been my favorite discovery of the year. I love the series. It's my favorite like horror fantasy series I've probably ever read. I can't even express my love for Mercy. I adore her. Yeah, so if you're into like the horror fantasy, I mean, it's not as good as like the Game of Thrones series, but I don't consider that horror fantasy. I consider that like more historical fantasy. This is definitely more like supernatural. I love this so much. She's just kick-ass, and you need to read this. Lastly, Everybody Loves Our Town, which is one of my favorite books I've ever read. It is a oral history of the grunge movement in Seattle, and is written by Mark Yarn, who is a journalist, and I can't express my love for this book. Like, I know I'm a 90s freak. You probably get tired of hearing me say it. You're going to hear me say it a lot during this video and next video. Yay! But I do. I love it. I love it. It's just, I think, the best time in music. Not just grunge, but like all 90s music. I basically live off 90s on 9 on satellite. I read this thing where like the stuff you hear when you're like 13 is the stuff that stays with you. I mean, Kurt Cobain was already dead when I was 13, but like it was around that time. So I you know, it just sticks with me. And it was like the stuff that was like, that I heard that like older people were listening to, and it was really cool. So, and I know it's got a big revival right now, so there's just so much accessible to me. For 2013, that was probably my biggest trend that I loved. But this book is awesome. It does take a while to get into. Probably like the first 100 pages are not even like close to the 90s. It's still like 1985. So you might not know any of the bands that they're talking about, and it might be kind of boring in the beginning. I have to say, like, I'm super interested in it, so I didn't find it that bad, but if you're not like as obsessive as I am, you might be bored in the beginning. Stick through it. It gets really, really good. If you are interested at all in the scene, how it started, the other bands besides Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, those are the big 4, but like there's so many other bands that kind of inspired them and like, you know, came up with them and maybe had different stories. So there's even like stuff on Guns N' Roses in here. It's just really interesting, and how it happened, how it kind of blew up, and everything is told by people who were there. It's all in interview form. So like it's a story, but it's made up with snippets from people's interviews, and it's just so interesting. I have never read a book like this that was as good. See how it says Time Magazine, one of the best books of the year? That ain't a lie. It's not a lie. My food favorite of the year, I guess, would be the French Vanilla Timothy's Keurig K-Cups. I have tried almost all the vanilla K-Cups they make. This is the best one. It's the one that doesn't taste fake. It's just really smooth. I don't know if they have this in the States because Timothy's is a Canadian company. I'm drinking it right now. Yeah, it's really good. And I would say that if you can't find this one, the Starbucks one is also really good. The discovery of Little Bub. I know she's 2 now, but this year is when I absolutely fell in love with her. These are some of her stickers. She's so cute. You can follow her on YouTube. I do. I also follow her on Instagram and Tumblr. She's the most adorable cat. She's my favorite internet animal celebrity, and I have her buttons and I have her stickers and her calendar. I've showed them in other videos. I'm dying to get the stuffed toy. I know they're making it for this year. I hope it's really cute. So anyway, I love Little Bub. Shout out to you, Bub. I'm so glad you're doing so good in the new year. She's getting a lot healthier. It's very, very inspiring. So yeah, if you haven't checked her out, check out her story. She's adorable. The only movie I saw this year that was new, sadly, was Pacific Rim. I loved it. I thought it was a really refreshing take on a summer blockbuster. There was not a boob in sight, but there was a lot of hot men, and monsters, and I just thought I had a great time watching it. I really, really liked it. I know it didn't get great reviews from everyone, but I thought it was amazing. So I don't know what people are talking about. If you like Charlie Hunnam, you should have already watched this because he's amazing in it. If you like Idris Elba, you should have already watched this because he's amazing in it. So yeah, love it. Actually, the only other movie that was new that I saw was Fast 6, which I watched after watching Fast 5, which I loved. I love Fast 5 so much that I had to watch Fast 6, and that was a series that I got into this year. I'd never seen any Fast and Furious movies until until probably 4 months ago, which is really sad because then Paul Walker died, and I was like, oh, I just got into his movies. Not that I've never seen anything he was in, but like, he's definitely known for those films, so that was really sad. I mostly got into Fast and Furious because I love The Rock, and I know that he was in Fast 5, and that's why I watched it. But I really liked the movies. They were good. New TV that I've loved this year, The Killing, Season 3. Like, you don't even have to watch Season 1 or 2 to like Season 3. It's so unbelievably good. Like, the acting, I can't. So good. Like, you need to watch it. Peter Sarsgaard, incredible in it all season. There's an episode that's directed by the guy who directed Silence of the Lambs. I think his name is Jonathan Demme. That episode is like perfection. Perfection on television. Like, I think you need to watch the other ones to kind of appreciate everything. But like, oh my god, that episode, like after I watched it, I needed to, I don't know. Like, I needed to just, this is how I was after I watched it. It was out of this world. Incredible. I know it's back on Netflix in the new year, which I'm so excited. I think they're doing like 6 or 8 episodes because it did get canceled off of AMC, but wow, Season 3, so good. But I love the entire show. I love this man right here, Joel Kinnaman. What can I say? He's sexy. He's actually really nice. I've met him a couple times. He's very sexy. Did I say that? And he's a really good actor, so love him. Kind of don't know if RoboCop's gonna suck, but I hope it's good because he deserves to have a really successful career. And the last big story for TV is definitely Breaking Bad. Like, what can I say? Best show on television ever? Possibly, definitely, maybe, I don't know. You tell me. I loved it. It's the reason why I bought Netflix. It's the reason why I never read a book this year, because all I did was go on Netflix, and I watched the first 4 seasons, I think, in an abnormally disgusting amount of time. Like, possibly 2 weeks. I don't know. It was all a blur. But I loved it. And this is, there's our Walt. But obviously the star of the show, I mean, as much as I loved his performance and I thought, like, he was incredible, Aaron Paul, like, really? Jesse? Just heartbreaking. Like, the whole series was heartbreaking. Like, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, Jesse Pinkman. I really do. And if you've never seen Aaron Paul in Last House on the Left, you probably will hate him in that movie, but he's an excellent, excellent sociopathic killer, and you should check it out. He's also really good in the episode of Criminal Minds where he plays a sociopathic, horrible person. So yeah, good job. Good job, Aaron. As for TV that is not new, Netflix, thanks. Beverly Hills 90210 and Roswell, my 2 obsessions. This is why I also did not read this year, because all I did was watch these 2 shows. Both amazing. I'm in love with Del McKay. I want to be Brenda Walsh, only until season 2 ended though, because after that she was kind of a bitch. And Roswell. My favorite aliens. I don't even like movies or TV about space, but I love this. Maria. She's awesome. She's not an alien, but she's amazing. And Michael, again, he's like the Jesse Pinkman of this show. Completely, totally not loved and misunderstood. Yeah, what can I say? Adore it. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. My other obsession of the year, records, my record player. I've been buying tons of albums. It's something that I've been really into. I have to say, I don't play them as much as I thought, but I'm going to rectify that for 2014. I really love the idea of vinyl and listening to music on vinyl and having a more active experience. I've mentioned this in my videos before. These are some of my favorite buys of the year. Some new ones that you haven't seen. Green Day Dookie. This album, I have to say, like, one of the most influential albums of my life. Like, this is one of the first albums that I absolutely, like, loved. Like, I listened to this so much that the album itself probably doesn't even play. Like, the CD is probably ruined. I freaking loved Green Day in high school. Like, this was my shit. My sister had it and I stole it from her, and I love this record. Like, start to finish. So good. Another one, Nirvana In Utero. This is the remix version. Nirvana is probably the best band that ever existed. At least definitely best band of the 90s. There's some amazing pictures in here. Pearl Jam Lightning Bolt, one of the new albums. Sirens, like, Sirens kills me. I almost cry when I listen to that song every time. Like, it's so good. So good. I love you, Eddie. I really love Eddie better. I like see older men that kind of look like him, and I'm like, oh, that could be Eddie. Like, I kind of have crushes on all these older men now because I want them to be Eddie better. He's definitely my dude. The other new one I've been loving, Dear Tick. Very big influence, I think, from Nirvana. I mean, at least I can hear that in their music. It's called Negativity. It is awesome. And another record I was so psyched to find is this Little 45. It has Silver Springs by Stevie Nicks, which is the only album that I ever appeared on. It is the B-side to Go Your Own Way. So if you find this, listen to Silver Springs. It's an amazing song. Actually introduced to it by Kate Hudson in this video that she did with, it might have been actually on her show, that stylist, and I forget her name. She like styles Kate Hudson, and there was an episode where they were together. I think they went to the Burberry show, and she sang the song in the car, and then I just became obsessed with it. I love Kate Hudson, by the way. She's amazing. There are a lot of other music that I've loved this year, and I'm just gonna read it out to you, and you can kind of Google it or Spotify it or YouTube it. You know how kids do it these days, or you know, buy the song on iTunes. Help support these people. Most musicians these days that aren't Rihanna, they're poor, so help them out. So first one, Likey Lee, I Follow Rivers, the remix. So good. So good. Kevin Gates, Satellites, favorite rap song of the year. Like, the beat of that song, I don't even care what it's about. Love it so much. Can't get over it. Kevin Gates, Satellites, just the best. Like, put it on. You will never, ever want to turn it off. It's so good. The Neighborhood, Sweater Weather, probably my favorite like alternative song that I listened to this year. Miley Cyrus, shockingly enough, I'm a Miley fan. Breaking Ball is an amazing song. I prefer the Matthew Schiller version to it from The Voice. I don't even know why. I tried to get into Miley's version, which I do really love, but I still like Matthew's better. So definitely check out both of them if you love the Miley version. I think his version is a lot more, I don't know, the notes he hits are just a little bit more intense. Lorde, she's another girl I didn't think I would like, but I have warmed up to her. Team and Royals, great songs. Lassie, love her. Further Away, such a great song. Kendrick Lamar, another amazing rap album that came out this year. J. Cole's was also really, really good. Chance the Rapper, who I have really gotten into. He has a song called Acid Rain that is amazing. Also Beyonce's new album, the song that she did with Jay-Z is unbelievable. I also love this song called Delta Ray called If I Loved You. It's really, really, really good. I love that song. And also Haim and Houndmouth have been two bands I've been loving this year. I'm going to see both of them in the new year, or this year, 2014, so I'm so excited to do that, to see them. But if you haven't, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of Haim, but if you haven't heard of Houndmouth, check out Casino Bad Things. It is my favorite. Ludlow is really good. Penitentiary is really good. There's a lot of good ones. Dear Tick, like I mentioned, Pearl Jam. Their old stuff and their new stuff I listen to constantly. They are definitely my #1 artist of the year in terms of like who I've been listening to obsessively. The Black Crowes is another older band that I've been getting really into. She Talks to Angels is probably my favorite song from them right now. R.E.M. and Stone Temple Pilots are a huge band for me this year. I am obsessed with them. Interstate Love Song, Creep, Plush. There's just so many great, amazing songs from them. So if you've never really listened to them, check out their first two. The first two albums are probably my favorites, so yeah. that is the music. Oh, and San Fernan. Really, really interesting, different kind of concept to music, having other people sing all the songs. It's very orchestral, it's very big. The male singer sounds a lot like the National, the female singer's just like powerhouse vocals. It's just really, really good. My print kind of obsession, and I have been buying a lot of prints. This is an amazing moon phase print that is from Magic Pony in Toronto. My friend got me this for Christmas, my friend Caitlin. I think it's by marginsimprint.com, but I've been putting a lot of artwork up. I will insert a photo here of some stuff I have above my bed now. I get a lot of stuff from Society Co, and I did get this amazing iPhone cover, which looks like that. I love it. It's daisies. I have to say they're very hard to get on, and they're very expensive, so that's the only negatives to these. This was $29, plus I had to pay $14 duties, so it's like really too expensive for an iPhone cover. But I don't plan on buying any other ones, so that's the one for the year. And then on my little screen, that is from Port Elgin, and that was my favorite vacation of the year. I only went there for like 4 or 5 days, but it was really awesome, and I had a great time with my boyfriend. It was our 10-year anniversary, and he's a favorite of mine. I love him so much. Yeah, and that is about it. So I'm gonna go because this video is already super, super long. You'll see the fashion part coming soon. Okay, bye.